Hey there, welcome back friends. Today we will talk about checked exception and unchecked exception. Now in here, as we know that handling an exception is a good thing, because if you don't handle a exception, your application may crash. Now in here, let me give you an example. In here I will type in int x equals maybe 10, and then we will create a yet another variable maybe. So in here we will type in y, and y would be an initialized variable. In next line we will type in y equals to x divided by 0. Now in this operation there is no syntax issue, everything is working properly, everything is looking good, and in here I can definitely try to print the value of y. Now Java will not complain about it and everything looks and seems to be good enough, but we can easily identify that whenever we will be executing this application, there would be one runtime error. A specific error would be an arithmetic error. Now friends, arithmetic error is a unchecked exception. Java will not complain about it, and if you execute this program, there would be a runtime crash. Let me show you. Here we go. So here is a crash and your application is crashed and the messages divide by 0. Now friends, in here definitely this is a generic rule and Java can complain about it right away, but Java doesn't complain about it. Why? Because this particular arithmetic exception falls under unchecked exception type. Now friends, moving forward, why there are checked and unchecked exception? Why not Java check all the exceptions? The reason is pretty simple. If we keep on handling each and every minute exceptions, then definitely the program length will go really high, and moreover the performance of your application can go down. Definitely there are few scenarios where the programmer should handle the exception properly based on his or her need. Whereas the checked exception are the more serious exception that needs to be checked, else serious disaster can happen. So definitely Java community has divided the exception into two categories. One is less serious exception, which is duty of the programmer to handle properly, and one is more serious exception which needs to be handled by the programmer right away, else Java will give errors. So here are the reason. Definitely the list is huge. There are so many exceptions that we cannot make every exception a checked exception. So here is a example of unchecked exception. Let me show you a example of checked exception. Now friends, the only thing that you must remember is Java has two type of exception, checked and unchecked. Checked exception is definitely checked by Java and you need to handle it. That's the need. But unchecked exception are not checked by Java and you can handle it according to your need, and these are less serious exception. So in here, for example, I make use of file reader in equals new file reader. Now as soon as we make use of a file reader class, we are performing a input output operation, and input output operation are definitely tricky and serious operation, and definitely precautions needs to be taken. As a result, as soon as we make use of the file reader class object and we initialize it, Java will start complaining about it and we have to handle it. So in here the exception is unhandled. Even though in our previous example the exception was unhandled, there was no issue, but this exception type is a definite checked exception type. The type is file not found exception, and we have to handle it using throws declaration or using try catch block. So this was it for today's video. I kept it short and sweet because the concept is definitely a basic concept. So this is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.